Hi, this is your host Habibur Rahman and welcome to my show Azure Essential Series. In today's episode, we will talk about troubleshooting applications with Azure Insights. Azure Monitor, commonly referred to as Azure Insight, is a comprehensive monitoring and observability service in Microsoft Azure Cloud. It provides a suite of tools and capabilities to help you understand and optimize the performance and health of your application and infrastructure. So let's start this. This is the agenda of our today application. First of all, we will create an Azure Insight instance using Azure Portal. Then we will integrate it with ASP.NET Core web app. Then I will also show you how we can enable logging in our solution. And at the end, we will have a Q session. So let's start this. This is your host. I'm two times C Sharp Corner MVP, Microsoft Certified Solution Developer, and currently working as a lead software developer at Now Software. So first of all, I will open Azure portal and then I will create application insight instance. Okay, so let's start this. Let me share my screen. Okay, so you can see my screen. I am already logged in into Azure portal. So you guys, if you don't have any account, you can sign up with trial account on Azure portal, or you can create a subscription for this purpose. Uh, Let me show you how we can create Azure Insight instance in our Azure portal. So first of all, click on create a resource. Okay, so now here you can see that there are a lot of applications showing. So let's go to monitoring and diagnostic solutions. So here you can see different monitoring and diagnostic services, and the on top is application insights. So let's click on create button. Okay, so in this blade, basically I will create an application insight resource to monitor our live web application. So basically with Azure Insight, we have full observability in our application across all components and dependencies. So first of all, we need to select our subscription, and then we need to select the resource group. I already have one resource group AES, so I will select that. Next, we need to specify the name for our Azure Insight app. So I can say it AES demo web. Then I need to select the region where my application will be, Azure Insight service will be deployed. And then I need to select the subscription and log analytics workspace. So click on next button. These are the tags menu. So I don't have any tag to create. So let's move to review plus create blade. Okay, now Azure is validating my requirements. Okay, so validation pause. Let's click on create button. This will take few time to create application Azure Insight instance. Okay, so now Azure is deploying and the status is currently in progress. Okay, let's go to the resource. Okay, so here you can see this is the overview for Azure application sites. So here you can see, first of all, we have resource group, then we have location, and these are subscription related information. Then there are three main things against our application as your application insight. One is instrumentation key. So this is the main key basically which will be used for sending our log complete connection strings provided by Azure. So we can use it by just copying, and this is the workspace. And this is the workspace where we can select the frame Okay, I have opened my Visual Studio. So I have opened Azure Essential Series solution, which is basically I'm using for my show. So now the next step is I will create a new project, and I will select ASP.NET Core MVC Web Application. So you can integrate it with anyone, but I will be using this. And as this is for episode 10, so I will be using EP10 name. Click on next button. Here I need to select the framework. I will be using .NET 8, which have long-term support. Then I have authentication types. I will be using individual accounts so that it automatically creates few database functionality so that we can observe that inside our Azure Insights. So I think all other options are fine. Let's click on create button. So now Visual Studio is creating my project. Okay. So now first of all, I will run this project. I will mark it as a startup project, and let's run this to see how it is working. It will take few seconds to build. So Visual Studio is currently building my project. So basically, as I am building this project first time, so it will take a little bit time, but that's okay. I'm still waiting for the completion. Basically, when we run our project first time, it takes time to restore all the packages. And if internet is not good, so it takes time. Okay, let me cancel it and okay, let's build it. Okay, still it's taking time. Okay, I already have one project. So we can use that for this purpose. So let me show you that one. Okay, so this is the same application which is basically in ASP.NET Core MVC. So I already have configured my Azure Application Insights with this. So let me show you that. This app is already running in browser. So this is a simple application which is basically ASP.NET Core MVC. So I already have created identity individual solution for this. So you can see that all things are working fine. And I have put a log inside privacy page. So that is also working. So let me show you in the code how we can configure our Azure Insights in ASP.NET Core MVC web application. So first of all, you need to install a Nugget package. So you can go inside Nugget Package Manager, and inside this you can search for application insights dot ASP.NET Core. So this is the package that you need to integrate your ASP.NET Core application with Azure Insights. So you can see that I already have installed this package. So that is fine. Now the next step is we need to configure them inside our program.cs file. So if you see this on line number 16, first of all, we need to register it inside our services. So I will say builder.services.add application inside telemetry. And inside this function, I need to pass application insight service options, and I need to pass the connection string inside my web application. So you need to store this application inside connection string inside your app settings or secrets file. So I have saved it inside my connection inside my app settings. So you can see that this is showing here. So this is a separate Azure Insight project with which I have integrated this one. So you just need to do these two steps. First of all, you need to add this service, then you need to configure your app setting. And if you run your project, now this will be observable inside your Azure portal. So let's go to Azure portal, and let me move to the resource group, AES. So this was the old project that I have integrated with. Okay, so here you can see that different types of data and graphs are showing. If I click on 30 minutes data, so this is showing me the data for last 30 minutes, and this is for last 1 hour. So here you can see that first of all, we have failed request count. So if any request will fail, that will be showing here. Then we have server response time. This is basically average of our server response for each request. Then we have and then we have availability of our application. So these are different metrics which are showing here. Okay. Next step is investigate. So first of all, we have application map. So basically inside Azure, yeah, Azure Insights, basically this application map show us the dependencies and the connection between them. First, for example, in my ASP.NET Core application, the first component is my application, which is running on localhost 54465 port, and this one is using HTTP request. And the other component which I am using is basically SQL Server, and you can see that currently one instance is running, and the average response time is 1 hour, and the total call showing as well. So here you can see that this is automatically building the application map. So if you will communicate with any other service, so that will be showing also here. And if I click on this web app application, so here you can see that different routes are showing here, and this is basically showing slowest request by name. And we have home slash index page, which is taking 2.6 seconds to load. So basically this was being loaded first time, that why it was taking too much time. And we have a different option here. And we also have compute window, which is currently not enabled. So if I click on investigate performance, okay, so inside our performance tab, you can see that first of all, we have operation time. So this
Excuse
one showing me three
Habib, I'm really sorry to
requests came
interrupt,
on.
but your screen is not moving. I think it has
Yeah,
frozen. So perhaps you want to stop share and restart again the screen share. It's not working.
okay, let me check that. Okay, can you see now?
Yeah, you can continue, Habib.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it. Perhaps you have low bandwidth today.
Simon, can you see my screen now? Okay, can you see it now? Okay, that's great. So let's continue. So this is basically performance option, and inside this I can see the operation time of my application, and it is also showing me on this time three requests came, and it took almost 751 milliseconds to complete or entertain this request. And I have distribution of duration. So this chart is showing me the distribution of my request. And if I see, we have different routes which are showing here. So these are all different pages. And we can see that first of all, I have home slash index page, which is taking too much 5 seconds, which is basically taking too much time. And then I have account manage index. So this one is taking, so you can see that all of these stuff is showing here. So if I click on manage index page, so now I can see that this page have three dependencies, which are basically the one which is the top one, which is basically SQL Server. So this one is showing me different metrics for my application. So next we have live metrics. So yeah. So this one is showing the live metrics of my application and server. So this is showing all the numeric data here. This is showing how many requests are coming in last 60 seconds because it's live application. Let me run this application so that we can get more data. So let's go to different pages one by one. So you can see that all this data is coming here. When I made a request, it is showing me this request rate is coming, and also showing the duration of the request. So then it is also showing a request failure rate. Let me fail one request. So one is 404 error, and okay. So you can see that the request failure rate is also showing here 1 request per second. Basically, this is 404 error I made. Then we have outgoing request dependency cost. Basically, this is the rate of the dependency which is running. For example, we have SQL Server dependency. So then, unfortunately, Azure is showing error. So, but still, you got the idea which type of data is showing inside this. You can see that we also have overall health of our application. Basically, we have committed memory, the memory our application is using. Then we have total CPU. This is showing the CPU rate. Then we have exception rate. So if any exception is coming, this will be showing here. And then we have the list of servers which are hosting our application. So currently I am running this application on my laptop. So this is showing my laptop name, then request per second. So if you have a server farm, which means you are if you are hosting your application on multiple instances or multiple servers, so all these servers will also be showing here with different CPU usage, with memory usage, and all other stuff. So we you can put any alerts on these metrics. For example, if any server is consuming 90% plus CPU, so we can make an alert to the administrator. We need to scale up our application so that we can tackle the more requests. So there are a lot of scenarios we can handle inside this. So if I see this sample telemetry data and the 404 request, so if I click on this, so this is showing me the time on which this exception came, then the name of the page, then we have the URL, the response code, and the ASP.NET Core environment, which is basically development mode. So that's why it is showing this one. So these are all the information which are showing here. Then we have availability section. Basically, availability shows basically availability checks the availability of our application by using heartbeat, which is currently not enabled yet. So that's why it is not showing. But you can enable this option to check heartbeat of your application, whether that is running or not. And in case of failure of your application, you can make any alerts. Then we have failures. So this is basically showing all the exceptions or all the errors which are coming inside my application. So currently it is showing me 404, and then this is showing the total request and the failed request. So these are different metrics. We also have this forward dependencies. So if any dependency is failing, for example, if SQL Server is not responding, or SQL Server timeout came, then that errors will come here. And then we have exceptions, and we also have roles as well. And you can see that here these roles are showing different dependencies with their time. And then we have performance tab. We also have explored this already. Next, we have monitoring options. And inside these monitoring options, first of all, we have alerts. So you can create an alert on the basis of your application insight matrix. And you can say that, for example, you can select different signals, you can select exceptions, and then you can set a static or dynamic threshold. For example, I want to set static threshold on the basis of count. So if I say the count is greater than 5, so if exception count is greater than 5, send an alert. And this is when you want to evaluate. So the question is when you want to evaluate this. So if you want to check, you need to send an alert. So this check ended in a minute and the select period is 5 minutes. So this is how you can select an alert. Then next we have action. So when an alert comes, which action you want to execute. So here you can select different action. We have one action group which is application smart detection. So you can trigger this action. And then we have detail. So here we can select the severity of our errors. We can select critical errors, warnings, or informational. So any error you want. So for example, I only want to show errors, and I can say any alert name to this. So I say when exception comes. So you can put any name for this. Then we have tag section, and at the end we have review and create. So this is a separate service. This is basically metric alert rule. So Azure will be showing you for this as well. Whenever an error will come this way, automatically it will tell you. So I don't need this. So let's move to the next option. Okay, next we have metrics. So currently it is showing loading, and inside metrics we have different data. For example, I want to see exceptions or send request time metrics. So this will be show me that currently I don't have enough data. So that's why this is not properly showing. Okay, let's select failed request to check. Yeah, this one is coming. So here you can see that this is showing the failed request which came today, and there was only one request. And there are a lot of options here as well. You can also see live chart, and there are different types of chart you can make. You can also drill into the logs. So these are all different options available here. Then we have logs option. So if you are using this for logs purpose as well, let me show you how we can send a log. So this was a default configuration of our application. And if I go inside our home controller, we are using basically extension logging of ASP.NET Core MVC application. So I already have injected that in my controller. And then inside privacy page, I'm simply logging an error, which is saying testing log from hello world. So this is how you can log your errors or information or anything as well into your Azure sites. So now here we have different queries. So I am interested to see failure reports. Okay, so let's run this. So here you can see that this is a query, and you can customize this query. You can modify this query according to your needs. And this is also showing the result. So currently this query is basically getting all the failed requests. So this one is showing here, and you can see that different queries are available here. For example, I want to show the page view trend. So let's click on this. Let's run this. Currently we don't have enough data, so that is showing. Let's move to slowest pages. Okay, currently for this data is not available as, but still inside logs you can see any logs which are available. And if you see tables option, we have multiple for application insights. First of all, we have availability table, we have browser timing table, we have custom event. If we are using, we have custom metrics, dependencies, exceptions, page views. For example, if we open this request table, simply so you can select request, and there guys need to apply where for different where you can apply key. You can like if a client address by providing client IP address, you can uh, even filter the request according to client request. So these are different things which is next we have workbook. Okay. So currently